final chapter of this encounter that certainly has raised a lot of eyebrows. Going into the last 12 minutes, Toyota is behind by 12 points now.
Courtesy of that shot by Arnie Twadles, who has 30 points in the ball game, Joe. But so far, for the last 36 minutes, Korea has control of the ball game.
99-87. They're just 1 point shy of the century mark. And they just might get it in this play. Park Soo-gil hitting the open man, who decides to drive in and drew a foul instead. Fernandez.
That's his 5th personal foul, Joe. You can see Korea there outscoring Toyota in every quarter. 35, 35, 29. Toyota with 24, 35, and 26.
Lee Jiang-soo is on the line after that 5th foul by Mon Fernandez, who's just been replaced by Nick Bulaong. The expression on Fernandez's face as he took his place on the bench was that of utter disappointment at himself. Here is Abe King, replacing Ricky Relosa.
Some statistics there again. Korea shooting well again, 52%, 13 out of 25. Korea shooting 40%, 12 out of 30. Toyota coming back somewhat there with 52%, 13 out of 25. But again, Korea having more shots at the basket.
Lee Jiang-soo blew both his charities, so it's still 99-87. Toyota on the attack. Here is Bulaong. Twadles fires from the corner. Offline. Here's number 7, Lee Jiang-soo. Park Soo-gil. And the big guy, Cho Dong-woo. That was a rather obvious foul by Abe King. And we have Cho Dong-woo
asking for an injury timeout.
Let's take a look at that last foul by Abe King, as Cho Dong-woo attempted a stab from under goal.
Abe King got a piece of that ball, but Dong-woo really fighting.
It was actually on the second attempt that he got a little bit hurt. Lee Yong-go, number 5, missing from the corner. Wild pass to Arnie Twadles. We have a turnover. Time left, 10.5 minutes.
You've been watching
87.
You've been watching this game in awe, Norman.
Cho Dong-woo. That was a dunk, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a dunk. The first 2 points for them in this quarter. 14-point lead again for Korea.
Well, if Norman is silent right now, I think he's observing Dong-woo very carefully, because this is the guy who's probably going to give him problems come Saturday, right, Norman?
Yes, not only that, but I was just thinking what would happen if Toyota would stop for a change and set up a play and try to run it. Everything seems to be throw the ball up the court and try to get a fast break. Sometimes you have to slow it down and set up a play, run off some time on the clock, and just get a good shot.
You just might be right at that.
Change your momentum a little bit, or change your style.
They're behind by 12 points. Now by 14 after that one by Park Soo-gil.
Well, the Korean team seems to be able to do both. They seem to be able to run well, in addition to setting it up also.
Well, they're not the second best team in Asia for nothing. Second only to China. And who knows? They just might challenge China in the forthcoming Asian Games. I'd like to turn back to Norman Black here. We've noticed one collective quality of the Korean squad, Norman, which we see in you individually, and that is the ruggedness, the stamina, and the ability to pace yourself well for the entire game. What does it take to achieve that kind of ruggedness?
Well, what it takes is working hard when the game is not in progress. You have to get yourself in good shape by conditioning, and you have to practice the way you play in games. You have to work hard every day in practice.
Well, that's a good tip for would-be Norman Blacks out there. 103-89. Korea up by 14. Do we have a major upset in the making here?
This is very, very probable at this point. There again, Lee Chung-hee, unstoppable.
Fortunately for the Korean team, their two top players, Chung-hee and Soo-gu, have both played the entire game.
Despite close brushes with injury. 54 points now for Lee Chung-hee. Francis Arnaiz is going to the line after that last foul by, let me see, Lee Chung-hee.
The second personal foul, no, Joe?
Yes.
We have Ramon Fernandez with 5 personal fouls coming in for Arnie Tuadles.
He knows how to keep down his fouls too, huh? 105-90. Make that 91 for Toyota and a 14-point lead for Korea. Time left, 8 minutes and 34 seconds.
Yeah, with that much time left, I think Toyota really has to make its move now, or later on they're going to find it a little bit just too late. Because Korea is really playing good basketball up to this point.
Saving it. That's hustle for you. Okay, here is Lee Chung-hee. Let's see how Francis is going to fare against him this time. The big guy, Cho Dong-woo, cross court to number 5, Lee Yong-gun. He got it in.
There's nothing Ramon could do with having 5 personal fouls.
16-point lead for Korea. Francis gets it right back. A bounce pass to Donoray Coombs. He's double-teamed. Juan Fernandez. Francis drives in. Fouled by Park Soo-gyu. Third foul on Park Soo-gyu. He's been invaluable to the Korean cause. The guy wearing number 10. 7:41 left in the game clock. Here's Juan Fernandez jumping off Cho Dong-woo and drawing the foul from Cho.
The last foul of Cho Dong-woo.
In his first game on Philippine soil, this guy fouled out with a good quarter left. Did he foul out too in the last game?
Yes, I think so, but he did contribute 20 points in that last game. How many points did he contribute today?
Well, tonight he contributed 8 points. Held down 3 defensive rebounds and committed 6 fouls. That's why he's been exiled. Fernandez. That's hardly a dent on the Korean lead, which is still a whopping 15 points with 7.5 minutes left in the ball game. Park Soo-gyu, a very deft ball handler for the Korean team. In the absence of Cho Dong-woo, the Koreans are clearly outsized. Abe King. Good outlet pass to Kuntz. Pinpoint passing by Abe King. 107-94. Korea lead down to 13. 7:08. Well, it's time Toyota took advantage of its height edge. Now, not tomorrow. Air ball. Donoray Coombs initiating a fast break. Francis.
Yes.
Bulaong for the delivery.
Some air ball attempts by Korea is now showing the way for Toyota for their fast breaks, and they've cut down the lead to only 11. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left.
The Koreans are suffering from a very low ceiling on the floor right now. We have a substitution by Coach Bang Yul of Korea. Take a look at this. 54 points for Lee Chung-hee. Left in the ball game. And that was a very important hit.
Yes, that was a 3-point play by Francis Arnaiz, cutting the lead to 8.
107-99. An 8-point lead for the Korea Student League team. Well, we've been singing the praises of Korea to the high heavens, but let's not downgrade Toyota too much. After all, they've just been through a very tough series with San Miguel for the All-Filipino Championship. That might be a factor. In any case, let's not count them off for this game yet, because that's Francis Arnaiz cutting down the Korean lead to only at this point, 107 to 101 with a good 5 minutes and 51 to go. What is happening now, Norman?
I think we should note that Toyota, good defense, is setting up their offense. They're pressuring the players really well now, and they're starting fast breaks with the misses.
And Abe King controlling that defensive board. We have a fast break by Toyota. Nick Bulaong completing.
And it's only a 4-point lead now for Korea. Nevertheless, Coach Bang Yul still does not see the need for calling a timeout. Lee Min Han, number 11. Here's the hitman, Lee Chung-hee. Got it.
Oh, that was a 3-point play. But if you were watching that play, Norman, don't you think he traveled before he took the shot?
I didn't really watch his feet.
Francis with a 3-point play of his own.
Boy, this is a shooting jewel.
2 in a row for Francis. And, you know, this is what you call fighting spirit in basketball, huh?
15 points now for Francis Arnaiz. And here's Lee Chung-hee again, working off Francis and Donnie Ray Coons. This time he got an air ball. 110 to 106. Arnaiz galloping down court. Here's Donnie Ray Coons, and he takes a very bad spill. Ooh, that was a real bad fall. Donnie Ray Coons soared high into the air. And let's take a look at it again.
We can see that on replay.
Well, I hope the Korean did not do that intentionally. That was a real bad fall. You could hear the thud a mile away. Let's take a look at it again. Robbie Carvalho. Okay, here is Francis.
That was a fast break play, and Francis, seeing Donnie Ray Coons cutting from the left side, was free, gave him the pass.
And this is Park Soo-gyo, number 10.
Leaning on him, huh?
Yes, he leaned on him. And Francis was a little bit irked by that, and he sort of pulled Mr. Park Soo-gyo off, although he controlled his temper. Okay, one more time around the block. Here's Francis dashing inside the lane. He saw Donnie Ray Coons in a good position, and the guy soared high up in the air. Boy, that was a real tumble.
Well, we can see that Donnie Ray Coons is up right now, and he has a towel, and he's moving pretty well.
You know, fortunately for Donnie Ray, he fell on his back instead of his head. Have you ever taken a fall like that, Norman?
Yes, I've taken a few like that. That was a very bad play on the Koreans' part. Anytime you take a player's legs out from under him, he's going to take a hard spill. Luckily for Donnie Ray Coons, he's in good shape. And even though he's probably going to be aching tonight, he's going to take these 2 foul shots.
Yes, he has the chance to cut down the lead to only 2. We still have 4 minutes and 37 seconds left in this final quarter.
What's he made of? Battleship steel, I guess. Taking a bad fall like that, he looks none the worse for wear when he sunk that first charity, likewise the second. And Toyota is just a basket away.
And there's a lot of time left in the game, too.
Anybody's ball game again, Joe, huh?
You bet. 4:33 left. Here is Lee Chung-myung. Donnie Ray Coons sticking to Park Soo-gyo. The hitman. Not that time. The follow-up. Likewise in vain. Donnie Ray Coons going up with a vengeance.
Yes, really soaring very high despite the bad fall that he had just on the previous play.
Toyota looking for the equalizer on this play. And they're working it very carefully. They want to level the count. Juan Fernandez has it against Lim Chung-myung. Bulaong now. Fernandez. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Oh! No count. No count, says the referee. The buzzer came first.
That was a good call because anyway, it was not the referees who could count the play, but they had to ask the timer whether the shot was taken before the time. can see right now that the Koreans are a little bit disturbed with their playing, and Toyota is playing great defense right now, Joe.
You can say that again. They're just a basket behind. 3 minutes and 27 seconds to go. That Korean offensive went awry.
A lot of errors on the part of Korea in these last 3 or 4 minutes when Toyota really poured on the pressure in defense and the fast-breaking plays.
Taking a look at the team foul picture, Korea has 5 against 6 by Toyota. Here's Donnie Ray Coons. Can't make up his mind. Gives it to King. Beautiful pass by Donnie Ray to King. And they give each other 5. They deserve it. 110 all. A long uphill climb by Toyota. All right, here's Park Soo-gyo. Lee Min-han. There's a scramble for the leather. Picked up by King. The outlet pass to Coons. This is a mismatch. Coons fails. He gets it back. Yes.
And Toyota gets the lead with 2 minutes and 34 seconds. The first time I think they tasted the lead, Joe?
This is their very first taste of the lead in the entire evening. 112 to 110 with 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go. That looked like a case of traveling, but I guess the more serious call prevails, eh? Yes, a foul by Bilal.
You know, I think this timeout of Korea was a little bit late in coming, Norman. They had a 14-point lead with about 6 minutes to go, and you could see that Toyota's momentum was there. The coach did not call the timeout. Maybe he didn't realize that he has 4 timeouts in this last quarter.
Yes, the timeout did come very late, but Toyota has shown us what good defense can do for you.
And now, Lee
Chung-hee has lost his hot hand. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Toyota on the offensive. The defending reinforced all Filipino champions now showing the stuff which gained them the crown only a couple of weeks back. Last 2 minutes brought to you by Lipovitan. Good pass by Francis to King. And Toyota goes up by 4.
We should credit Francis Arnice for the defensive job he's done on number 8 tonight, especially here in the 4th quarter.
I really believe that Francis Arnice was the spark for this rally. No? He hit 2 3-pointers and did a lot of fast break assists.
You hit that right on the head, Norman. Francis was able to hold down Lee Chung-hee to only 4 points in this quarter.
Only a minute and 32 seconds left in this final quarter.
Donnie Ray Coons. Covered by Lee Mong-kyu, wearing number 12 for Korea. Fernandez at low post. Yes.
Now everything is going right for Toyota. And they have a 6-point lead.
116 to 110. A long time by Lee Chung-hee. Yes, he has lost his hot hand.
He's been taking these 3-point attempts, you know.
Yes, but his hand has turned into a popsicle. Only a minute to go, and Toyota up by 6. They're also in possession. And let's watch them run down that clock. They've got 6 seconds on the shot clock. Coons tries and is fouled by Lee Mong-kyu. Only 50 ticks left in the game. Toyota 116, Korea 110. And Donnie Ray Coons has a chance to ice it for Toyota if he can hit pay dirt in both these charities. This is a thrill if I ever saw one, and I can almost hear Ed Ocampos' heart pumping.
And be sure to watch our delayed telecast between the Crispa Redmanizers and the UTEX Wranglers. It's almost in the same mode as this game.
It's just as heart pumping as this one. UTEX versus Crispa. We have a timeout. For the defending reinforced all Filipino champions. With only 50 seconds to go, they were ahead by 8 points. 118 to 110 after a long and arduous uphill climb. Here is Park Soo-gyo. Yes, sir. Never say die.
Now they'll go to a 4-court press, and there's a steal by Park Soo-gyo. challenging Ramon Fernandez.
Contact whistle. Addressed to Francis Arnaiz. That's his 6th and final foul, but he's going to get a big ovation from the Toyota fans here. He was the one who sparked that terrific, that searing Toyota rally.
This is a point of the game where Toyota's better ball handlers are going to have to take control. Legaspi, Donnie Kuntz, and Mon Fernandez are going to have to get the ball and bring the ball up the court.
Yes, actually the game is not far away from over because Korea is only down by 5 and 4 right now with still 36 seconds left.
Campo calls for a timeout. I think we'll hang on to the air. We've got 36 seconds to go, and it's still anybody's game. I guess it was premature for us to say that Donnie Ray Coons iced this encounter with those two charities and gave Toyota an 8-point lead. Now it's down to only 4, and 36 seconds is a mighty long way to go, right?
Yes, that's very true, Joe, because Toyota was up by 8 points with 50 seconds to go. In a span of 14 seconds, the Koreans had cut down that lead to 4 points. So right now, what Toyota should do is prevent those interceptions by the Koreans. Since both of the teams are already in penalty situation, like Norman was mentioning, I feel that the better ball handlers, like I think Donnie Ray Coons would be the best one to handle the ball at this time because he's also a terrific foul shooter in case he should be fouled, no?
Yes, plus he's been in the game for a long time now, whereas Legaspi has just come in. I would say Donnie Ray Coons or Mon Fernandez should be the ones bringing the ball up the court.
Let's take note of the fact that both clubs are now over the limit and neither team can afford any more fouls. All right, here is Coach Bang Yul yelling out extra instructions to Steam after he had already dispatched them to the floor while the Toyota crew is still huddled around Edo Campo.
You know, they really performed very well, even if they should lose this game to Toyota, because when their first 2 games did not show too much of the signs of the games that they can, their ability to play. But this time, holding the Toyota to almost 46 minutes of good basketball is really something for the Koreans, and they're still in the thick of the fight up to this point.
You can say that. They really hit the groove in tonight's game. 36 seconds to go. Here's Emery Legaspi, and he's fouled by Lee Chung-hee. That's only his 3rd foul.
Well, they're going to give up those 2 free throws and hope that Legaspi misses.
Well, I don't know if they have an adequate measure of the shooting abilities of the Toyota Super Corollas.
Well, I think Emery is a pretty good foul shooter. Oh, he missed his first one. A little bit cold.
Yes, he came very cold from the bench. He missed them both. And Korea is on the attack with 31 seconds to go. Park Soo-gyo attempted a drive. Fouled by Legaspi. 28 seconds left. And Park Soo-gyo goes to the stripe for a chance to whittle down the Toyota lead to only a basket. Got it. Wow, these guys can sure stand pressure, can't they?
She has 26 points in the ball game.
2 for 2.
28 seconds left in the ball game.
And look at that backcourt pressure by the Koreans, resulting in a foul by Lee Chung-hee. That's his 4th.
You know, it seems they understand the rules of the Philippine Basketball Association very well, huh?
Yes, and since Legaspi has just missed 2 foul shots, they figured why not put him on the line again to see whether he can hit 2 more.
Well, I wish we had a microphone in front of the Korean coach, but then it would be useless because we can't understand Korean. Legaspi with a very, very important charity. Vindicating himself from those 2 misses. Look at that. 120 to 116. And Bang Yul calls for a timeout. And again, we'll hang on to the air. We don't want to miss a single moment of this thriller, which is going to go down the wire. You can bet your shirt on that. 26 seconds to go. Toyota up by 4. Korea will be inbounding. All right, Norman Black, what are the prospects for Korea at this point?
Well, it looks rather dim at this point for Korea. They're going to have to come down and take a quick shot. They can't run too much time off of the clock. And then they can go one or two routes. They can foul another ball carrier right away and have them go to the foul line and see whether they can make the foul shots, or they can try to play good defense and try to get an interception and get the ball back. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Well, first they have to make the first 2 points or a 3-point
they have
play.
to make this shot.
And while we're waiting for the action to resume, why don't we remind you about our MVP of the Game Award, which is a special feature of the television coverage of the PBA Invitational, courtesy of Magnolia. Yes, we shall give a special MVP of the Game Award to a member of either team who we deem to be the most valuable in this game. And the Board of Judges will be Mr. Howe, yours truly, and our guest panelist, Mr. Norman Blood.
The recipients of that will be the National Orthopedic Hospital for Crippled Children in Banawe, Quezon City.
That's right. Well, speaking of guest panelists, Glenn Hagan will be our guest panelist for Saturday's game. And on Sunday, Ron Jacobs, the coach of the RP youth team. Okay, 26 seconds to go. Korea inbounding. They got to put that up. Oh, a heartbreaker for Park Soo-kyo. Toyota has the ball. It's in the right hands. Fernandez, but he's got to lead the backcourt. Oh.
Still 14 seconds to go, Joe.
Terrific pressure applied in the backcourt there by the Koreans that they never really say die. 13 seconds to go. Look at that layup.
He just threw that ball up in the air and it went in.
Lee Yong-gun is the name of the guy, and look at them crowding Donnie Ray Coons with a foul going against Lee Chung-hee.
He gave up that foul because he could not afford for Toyota to freeze the ball. Only 8 seconds left and 2 foul shots for Donnie Ray Coons.
Well, it's very unfortunate for him that he had to foul Donnie Ray Coons. Of course, he had no choice because Donnie Ray Coons was the one holding the ball. But Donnie Ray Coons is quite a hot shot from the 15-foot line. He proved it just there.
He proved that in the first conference against the San Miguel Beermen in the championships.
Yes, he also proved it against Crispa, too. He's a clutch shooter down the stretch.
Okay, 6 seconds to go. A beautiful steal by Fernandez, and I guess it's all over. It is all over. The final count, 124 to 118.